Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. So, I wanted to talk with you about the Kansas Jayhawks, who recently won the NCAA men's basketball um, championship. And I want to say congratulations to them, of course. They did such a great job. They really hustled, they really scrapped it out for this victory. So, maybe many of you already know this story, but I think it's a very unique story, and I'm going to try to infuse the story with some spiritual pieces to show the connection that I believe there was with the spiritual work and their winning this championship. Um, so, what I saw recently as I was just looking through a little bit of the history with the team. Their coach, Bill Self, recently lost his dad. They said he lost his dad in January. And I was watching the interview with Coach Self and the teammates. And he was saying he never really said anything to them about anything that was going on with him. But, we can all imagine that he was hurting. I know that I have lost both my parents, and it was devastating to say the least. And so I'm sure, that he was definitely hurting after the loss of his dad. And, but he said, like I mentioned, he didn't really ever say anything to the team members about it. He said they raised their level to lift him up. And so it is such an amazing thing. And then to hear, I believe it was David McCormick, one of the team members that they said led the team to the victory. He said that halftime, they were all talking about this, and um, David was in the locker room, and they were saying, he was smiling. They were 15 down at halftime, and they're looking at him saying, you know, why are you smiling? What's going on? Because they're saying we got to figure out a way to get back in this. And he's smiling, and they're saying what's going on. So he says, and you can't quote me on it, of course, but I'm trying to paraphrase. He says, we've been here before. We could do this. And so he had such a level of belief, and that's the law of assumption coming out there that it's already done. We already got this in the bag. It's just a matter of time. We need to put in the work. We need to hustle. We need to scrap. We need to do whatever we need to do, but we're going to do it. And so he also said something else that was really important when it comes to the spiritual work. He said they wanted to do it for the coach. And so I was talking with someone else, a group, about this earlier, and it's really important. And I believe Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this as well, and many others talk about it. But when we are doing something for someone else, it also means there are positive effects in our lives. So as Minister Jew also has talked about this, we pray for others, we help others, we lift others up. It's also beneficial to us as well. And these kids, I don't think they were even thinking about that aspect of it. But just because they weren't thinking about it, just because they're using the laws and the spiritual work unknowingly, doesn't mean that it doesn't work for them. So I believe that because their hearts were in the right place, because they were trying to intervene, trying to lift up a fallen man who lost his dad, I think that helped them to clinch this victory. They put in so much hard work, and they, were down by 15. Coach Self said, he asked them, would it be easier to come back 15 down, from 15 down at 20 minutes to go, or 9 down, 2 minutes to go. And they said, of course, it would be easier, if it was 15 down, 20 minutes to go. So he said, okay, so we can do this. So, it's just motivating each other, lifting each other up, helping each other. And I think it was such an important victory, because I think a lot of people might have expected North Carolina to get this. And I could see, and other people have spoken about this as well, that Minister Drew talked about this as well with the North Carolina team, that Hubert Davis, first year coach, and he had the confidence to tell the team, tell your family members, go ahead and buy the tickets. I believe we're good enough to go to the Final Four. And from what they said, they were not very good, like early in the season. And so, but he saw it. And I think that the team caught that vision from him and, I'm sure from each other as well. But he also was saying, he believed that they were good enough to get to the Final Four. And I think that if he would have pushed, there's no telling where they could have gotten. But I think the team kind of lost confidence in that championship game in Kansas. They were the type of team, from what I saw, as soon as they saw an opening, they just ran. And so that's traditionally the type of team that I've seen them as over the years. And they put on that night. They performed. They did a great job. And so, my hat's off to them. Again, I say congratulations, but I think it feels like having them win the championship feels, again, like the balance is being restored more and more, that a lot of people would have expected North Carolina to win their legacy. They have this reputation. However, Kansas has been, they've had great teams over the years. And, Coach Self was saying they didn't get to do it in 2020 because of COVID. And, he thought that was the best team. Turns out he found out this is the best team. He also said he never felt more connected with the team. And I think having that connection is another thing, another spiritual thing that can help teams to pull out victories when they just stick together. They have that energy. This, spoken about entanglement before, but it's just been an amazing journey, I would say, for Kansas. And I wish their team members, I think a lot of them are graduating this year. I wish them all the best of luck. I wish the coach, Bill Self, the best of luck. I'm sorry for his loss, but I love the win for this team. I think it represents a lot of things. So just wanted to say that. And I know this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to wrap it up. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this video and hope that you were able to see some of the spiritual stuff weaved through this video, to see just how the spiritual work, the law of attraction, the law of assumption, and different techniques continue to play out and continue to work on the world stage, on the international stage, and also in our personal lives. Thank you again for joining me. I will look forward to bringing you more videos soon. Look forward to hearing your stories about how the spiritual work and the laws have worked in your lives as well, and your take on this. And hope to bring you some more videos soon about some interesting and helpful information. All right, family. See you again next time. Love you.